Tybalt. We will get back to you.
Tybalt, Detective Effer.
Yes. You make your way to the beach behind the Loonport Resort and see, waiting for you, fairly far away from the beach, away from any of the commoners playing or lounging on the beach.
Out of curiosity, how old is Natalia?
In her mid-20s.
In her mid-20s?
Lower mid-20s.
Okay. Are there any people around on the beach, or is it just...
There are a few people, but they're pretty far away from her.
Okay, but there are still people on the beach.
Yeah, they're civilians and nobles and just random people lounging about, but where she is, it's fairly empty.
Fair enough. So, I walk up to her.
Okay, make your way up to her.
I walk up to her and put my arm around her and tell her, just go with it.
She kind of shies away initially, but nods, okay.
So we continue walking. We're going to walk and talk.
Okay.
Along the beach.
Then she begins walking with you. What do you want?
We need to talk about you and your boss and your motives, as well as Thrall.
What do you want to know?
Actually, I was wondering what you wanted to know. What's your beef with Thrall?
He's a psyker.
And?
He doesn't have a brand.
And?
And do I need anything more?
You do if you suspect someone on my team of something.
I don't suspect anyone on your team of anything. It's just, it seems odd that an arbitrator and a tech priest would be going around with a witch.
Okay, so that's not you thinking, that's her. Okay, just making sure. We're also walking around with an assassin in a full-body condom, but that doesn't seem strange to you?
You just want to be that blunt about it because...
Does she not? She has to know.
Oh, yeah.
Or are you saying the use of the word condom?
The word condom. I don't think condoms actually exist in the grim darkness of the 40th millennium.
Okay, then a full-body glove.
Okay. It's an oddity, yes, but not a potentially heretical one.
We needed a team. We gathered one. I can't really say we have a specific set of skills, but we have what's necessary for the investigation.
And
if Millie trusts him, I trust him.
And that's why he isn't dead yet.
A fair point.
I'm simply making sure he doesn't do anything too dangerous.
He hasn't done anything to earn any sense of caution from me, or anything to negate my trust.
Well, that's good, but I will still be watching him.
It's fine. But if you act without him doing anything that would cause you to do so, you'll have me to contend with.
She kind of smirks, as though that's a bit of a laughable claim.
I rustle her hair with my...
Instant glare. Yeah, instant glare.
Perfect.
She pulls away from you. Is there anything else that you want?
Yeah, I want to know what you and Mercutio need with us. What are you here for? In what way are we helping you?
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to answer that.
It's unfortunate. What can you tell me?
About what?
Life, the universe, and everything.
42.
Yes, yes. Wait for it.
Can you tell me, if you can't tell me about your mission, can you give me some kind of, I don't know, what's your story? What's your beef? What makes you tick?
You want to know all of her backstory?
I want to know whatever she's willing to tell me.
Okay.
Tybalt's just trying to figure out, because as far as he knows, Mercutio just showed up in his bedroom one day, and he was just like, hey, so I'm locking you two in here. What's going on, guys?
Who wants
And
to
then
get
he came
raped
in
today?
Yeah, so while I was blind, apparently he came in and just killed, like, 4 guys in about 20 seconds. And then, like, 4 days later, I'm just walking around and I get a little note, and it's like, come meet me. And I'm like, what's going on here? And I show up, and she's like, hey, I'm watching your friend. And I'm like, who are you? She's like, I work for Mercutio. So I don't know what's going on, and I'm just trying to figure it out. So he wants anything she can give him. The arm around her was just to keep up appearances, and the mechanical arm was just to show his playful side.
Good.
To the crowd.
Good.
He doesn't give a shit.
Well, she begins to delve into her life story. She tells you about how she was born on a snow-covered feral world, and through the trials and tribulations there, she earned passage into her family's business of working as an assassin for the Astral Blades. But due to the fact that well, actually, you don't know this, but eventually she ended up working for the Moritat. And due to her adeptness at complete stealth infiltration, she was put under the direction of the Grim Reaper, Mercutio. She makes vague allusions to the loss of her home constantly. And missing it. And that's...
So you work directly underneath Mercutio?
Yes.
Is he the head of the Moritat?
If it was said to have a head, he would be it.
Does that make you effectively second in command, or do you simply work as his assistant?
There's a fine line between those two.
How fine?
I'm afraid I can't get into that. Unless you want to try and take a fellowship test.
Do it.
Yeah, but if I fail, she's going to walk away and I'm not going to get any more information. Not that I know what to ask at this point, but... Can I try and roleplay it and then do a fellowship test in the same way he roleplays and then interrogates? Look, Nat, I'm just trying to figure out... It's fine. Don't worry about it. Then.
Glare.
Look, my next door neighbor for like 17 years is Nat. She's never Natalia. This is Nat, and he's Millie.
Okay, whatever, continue.
God damn it.
You continue trying to not piss off Natalia.
Yeah. So, I just need to figure out your role in all of this. So, if something were to happen to Mercutio, would you take over his...
Define something.
Should he be incarcerated in... God, I can't remember the...
Incapacitated?
Thank you. I was going to say incapacitated.
Good.
I had complete a total brain fart. And I was like, where does the C go and where does the P go? So, C goes in the B, by the way. But,
Okay.
should he be injured, incapacitated, incarcerated, or killed? Under those circumstances, do you answer to someone else, or do you then take over the operation?
He would not be.
This is evident from my only encounters with him, but humor me.
I'm afraid that's as far as I can go.
I thought Mud Crab's tougher than you.
Crap. Come on, Zach, I believe.
Like pulling teeth from a baby.
Pretty much. I think that'd come out easy.
They don't have teeth.
They'll
Well,
grow them eventually. And
They're
there's-
technically still inside their
toddlers.
jaw. You know, they come out of their tongues. But that's neither here nor there. They break their jaw off.
Continue.
So, I just need to know how high you rank. If for any reason Mercutio did not side with me on a decision, but you did, what influence would you have?
She looks around very nervously. That depends
On the situation at hand?
on the situation as it unfolds.
Well, your response has given me the information I need. All I need to know is that you have enough confidence in your power that if a situation like that arose, you would be able to do something under the circumstances.
It's possible.
That's all that matters to me.
Is there anything else you need?
I figure there's no further you can delve into this, but could I get any information on Mercutio? Nilly seems to know the most about him, but he's not opening up about it either.
No, as far as I know, he was a friend or some relation to your boss. I believe back when he was just a noble, they must have known each other.
Do you have any idea how long ago that was?
No, I'm not entirely sure when that would have been. But
Do you know if he had ties
At
to
least-
the Moratot
Mhm.
back then?
oh, I'm sure he must have. He couldn't have risen to the position he was in if he had not started young.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's all I'm going to get out of you. Actually, even if I do a fellowship test, I would still have to ask a question afterwards, wouldn't I? Yeah, I don't have any questions to ask.
What
So,
is your name? What is your favorite color?
you can skip one. What's your
I know.
quest?
I know.
Which I've already asked her, and she won't
I
tell
know.
me. So,
Well, because your quest involving her is different than her quest involving you.
yeah. Well, I know that. That's why I'm trying to figure out what the fuck her quest is.
I know.
So,
Just say assassins are pretty tight-lipped.
yeah. How big of a stake does the Moratot have in what's going on here, or what you need us for? I don't need specifics, I just need to know, is it something I should be concerned about?
Enough for the Grim Reaper to be here.
A fair point. Is the threat imminent?
Pending.
Fellowship test.
God
Ah!
damn it, that's a 34. Well, I suppose that's all I'm going to get out of you for today. I'll continue to watch.
She kind of smirks at you, but I'll let you know if the situation changes.
I appreciate your cooperation. Well, I'll continue to update you on Thrall as that unfolds. But I expect you to be civil to him.
Yes, I will do my best. I won't touch him unless his actions warrant it.
Good. So, as Tybalt walks away, he turns back. Bye! In
And
order to
before
draw as
you-
much attention to himself as possible.
And as you turn around to do so, you notice that she is no longer there.
Oh, that looks awkward.
And
but
now everyone on the beach is staring at you.
what time of day is it?
For you, it's about 3:30 or so.
About 3:30. I wave to the sun.
Sun God! I mean, No, that's not what I'm...
Wait. We were walking west, so
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't have turned around for that. So I waved to nothing.
Good.
I'm glad we figured that out, that no matter what happens, you always look at it, we're waving at nothing.
No, Reth could just rotate the other direction than
Could.
Earth.
Possibly not rotate.
It actually can't, because we're not using north, south, east, and west in reference to Reef. We're using it in reference to our frame of reference. I'm gonna get in front
Oh,
of you.
that's true.
So, either way, the important thing is that he looks like an oddball to the public.
Yes.
So, mission accomplished either way, even if it didn't make her incredibly uncomfortable, which was the goal, considering...
Nilly, you made your way into the barracks and up to the interrogation room, where you were let in.
Is Helena there?
Yes, Helena is standing next to you. In front of
I'm
you,
gonna go back to my uncomfortable chair instead of my
shackled
uncomfortable bed.
by great metal gauntlets.
Why is Helena shackled?
No, I'm not. Helena's there, standing next to you. Period.
Okay.
Shackled by great metal gauntlets.
Oh, okay.
And
I
leggings.
gotcha.
Signwolf is tethered to the floor, the Plascrete floor. Some blood dripping from his facial orifices is collecting in a pool at his knees.
Carved into his leg.
Aside to Helena, have you gotten anything out of him yet?
Nothing of much use. He seems quite tight-lipped.
What have you gotten from him?
I'm afraid that I was requested to only give out any information after informing my benefactor.
Benefactor?
It's
Out of
Colton
character?
Bernadine. The Sisters of Battle would report
Oh.
to the Ecclesiarchy.
Oh. Ooh.
I'm just gonna let you know, because you would know that as an arbitrator.
Yeah, alright.
Perhaps you should relieve him of his lips.
Well, do you have anything else to ask him? I would like to kind of stand back for the first moments and then come in.
I suppose I could just do one more round and see if I can get any more about him. She steps forward, and with a thunderous blow that seems unearthly for her rather small frame, but obviously due to years and years of honed martial arts training, she fires a crushing punch into his chest, lifting him from his knees, and he stumbles backwards. She
Well,
demands to know who he was working for and why he was doing what he was doing. Why were there so many dead cultists? Who were they worshipping, and why? Why did they pick Reth? Why are they here? But through all of this, through the barrage of punches and kicks and obvious shattered ribs, he remains silent.
What a badass.
Would you roll a perception check for me?
Yes, ma'am. Oop, that's 20. Ah.
Anyways, is there any... Do you want to come in now, or do you want to continue watching him get his ass beat?
I'll wait for one more.
She continues, this time trampling on his injured leg with her boot. Again asking, repeating the same questions, and very harshly damaging his leg. Again, he remains silent, only letting out small moans of agony.
I'm gonna walk up and kind of put my hand on Helena's shoulder, and I'll take it from here.
She glares at you, caught in a fire, and then slowly pacifies and walks behind you. Not leaving the room, but staying
Yeah.
a few feet behind you.
Do I still have all my weapons on me?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to see. Sign Wolf.
He glares at you.
Why didn't you just tell us what we need to know, and this will be easier on everybody?
Good cop, bad cop.
He,
What?
He turns away.
What'd Zach say?
I said good cop,
Good
bad
cop,
cop.
bad
She was
cop.
beating the ever-loving shit out of him. You're just like, Sign Wolf, you want to talk to me? What's going on,
Dude, that's
bud?
how we're gonna play this.
But yeah, he
Do I have
just
to send my associate back in?
he just turns away from you.
Look at me, Sign Wolf.
He continues to look at the wall to his left.
We caught you in the courtyard with that abomination, and you fought with it. You're done. Just give it up. You've got nothing left.
He turns to you. Roll one more perception check for me.
Fuck.
He turns to you, opens his mouth, although it seems oddly difficult for him to do. And in a split second, you see him bite off the corner of his tongue and spit it at you.
Well, that's gross.
God, that's nasty.
Yeah, Sign Wolf, stop! I just got these shoes washed.
What do you have to gain by dealing with mutants on a pleasure world like this, where the only real conflict here is nobles fighting over land?
Fighting over sea.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I get what you're going for.
Yeah.
He glares at you and smirks. You know nothing.
Will enlighten me.
In the ways of the omnicide.
You're not getting a bond out of this.
No, Tybalt set this all up. I am the mastermind.
I am the puppet master. It's not you. Fuck you.
Bernardin works for me.
Plot twist.
Massive plot twist. Tybalt was really the main villain.
Yep.
I've been plotting this with him for weeks. I'm even bald and wearing a bowler's cap.
I mean, come on. How much more obvious could I make it? Do I need to wear a t-shirt that says Lex fucking Luthor on it?
How else could you explain how I survived everything else? Pitch
Anyways,
Stumpy?
It's a good
Decoys.
point.
You're Loki. Anyways,
He just grins. You'll find out when the time is right.
What are you guys planning?
He opens his mouth. Roll a perception check.
Oh, nailed it.
And you see the air around it distort, like looking at asphalt on a hot day, the little like waves. You see that around his mouth as he opens it, and it slams shut.
Is that like psyker shit?
Just gonna let you do whatever you want to do with that.
Already formulating hypotheses around this.
God damn it, where's Frawl?
He's sleeping with his scones.
I know. That black asshole.
Yep.
Actually, I think he's purple, isn't he? Some weird color.
Anyways,
Anyways,
He's purple.
he has,
God, what
like,
could I do with
odd
that?
eyes and hair.
What?
He has odd.
No, I was asking
No.
what he said.
What can I do with this?
Oh.
Thoughts, Zach?
Well, I mean... It honestly depends, because Helena, who answers to Bernardin, is right behind you, so if she's in on it and you let her know about it, that could be hazardous to you. But if you just sit there and try and because it's also possible it's a piece of technology, because tech priests have something very similar. We have respirators that allow us to speak without using our voice, which, remember last week when I talked to the Richard help me.
Servitor.
There we go. I talked to the servitor with clicks and beeps and whatever to inform him of things. It's possible someone installed one of those in his throat, and so he's actually screaming in pain throughout all of this, and he's trying to give you information, but every time he does, they force his mouth closed, and then possibly from a remote location, Bernadette is answering you from the safety of his room. And if that's the case, and you just try and yank something out of his throat, this is all just assuming it's not a psyker ability,
Yeah.
then if Helena's working with him, she would just detain you for whatever it is she accuses you of doing to him. Now, if she's not working with him, then that puts you in a different position, because you could inform her and she could do something, and if it's psyker ability, then you would figure that out, or she could check for some kind of technological thing, and you could call Tybalt or any other higher-ranking tech priest over. But again, this is, or you could just try and do something on your own, and if she's not working with him, then you could explain yourself to her. But this is all, it's a 50-50 shot. If she's working for him, and working with him, more important, because she is working for him.
Who is in the room with us? Is it just me and Helena?
It's just you and Helena. There are other Sororitas stationed outside the door.
But Helena is the head of the Sororitas, so if she is working for Bernadette and you piss her off, we have the entirety of the Sororitas on our asses. Although she is not aware that I'm working with you, so it's just you and Thrall that get fucked. But you would be royally fucked. You would not be leaving the building, and Thrall would not wake up.
Probably.
More than likely. So he doesn't have Light Sleeper.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, but if she's not, that could be a very valuable asset, because you could trace that back. But again...
Do I have any, like, lights on me or anything? Or there is, like, a lamp in the room or something that's able to be moved?
What, you want to shine in his eyes?
No, like... Well, yeah, I guess... For...
All it comes down to is you're in a delicate situation, because it can go either way for you. Because that's
is there...
information.
I'm going to say that you have a low stick light, so basically a lighter.
A lighter? Not like a flashlight or something?
No, it's a source of flame.
You have a lighter, and then there's a kind of a hanging hollow lamp above you. Hollow loom.
Okay. I'm going to turn to Helena and be like, Helena, could you please get me a glass of water? It's for me, not this scum.
She turns and knocks on the door. And the door opens and she whispers something to one of the Sororitas. And then the door closes.
I should remind you, even if you got him alone, one, more than likely they've got this room monitored, and two, it's entirely possible that if it's a piece of technology, since he's responding to your questions, it has a recording device, and whoever it is on the other end, again, assuming technology, would be recording you as well.
Right.
So, a valiant effort, but I don't think that would have gotten you anywhere even if she had left the room. All in all, I'm just glad that Tybalt's not in this situation.
Is it waterproof? I mean, I would assume it would be. It would have to be. We'll just go with yes.
Not necessarily, not if you flood the circuitry, because it could have a guard on it for saliva, which is acidic, but it wouldn't be designed for large amounts of water. But that's assuming that he's got a piece of technology in his throat, and not to mention, like I said, Tybalt has one of those, and that just pretty much is my throat, correct, Richard?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like it's a box sitting in his throat.
What are you hiding, Sign Wolf? As I kind of reach for his chin and try and pry his mouth open.
He tries to jerk his head away again to the left.
I strengthen my grip and pull it back to face me.
His eyes do everything they can not to meet yours.
What are you hiding in there?
As you ask him this time, there's a knock on the door. The door opens and Helena taps you on the shoulder. holding the glass of water you requested.
Thank you very much. And I'll take a small sip and set it down on... Is there a table in there?
Not nearby you. You could set it on the floor.
I set it on the floor then.
Okay.
I have a question regarding the respirator. Not that this helps at the moment, but the respirator, is that like a, does it essentially act as exactly the same as my esophagus does?
Mhm.
It, like cartilage and all that stuff. So if he were to crush his windpipe, he wouldn't hear mechanical parts crushing because it's, for all intents and purposes, it's just another esophagus, but it has technology built into it.
If he was paying very close attention, he might be able to tell the difference.
But someone with tech use would be better suited
Yeah.
for that because they would know. But
If I had
not to
the
mention crushing
heightened
his
senses of hearing, maybe.
Or touch.
Yeah.
You would notice the difference between
But-
smashing some dude's esophagus and smashing a tech esophagus.
yeah, because that would also be quite the gamble. If you crush his windpipe, that could be very detrimental to his health, unless it was a mechanical one. In which case, I don't know how well those function. Because you would attempt to crush it, and I don't know if it would like resist the crushing or blah blah blah. So
Anyways, proceed.
yeah, I'm just presenting options and information to you. So
I'm gonna walk around the back of him and like pull his head, like if I were sitting in the chair and I were behind me, like pull his head straight back like
Mhm.
this, and then pry his mouth open.
Would you roll a perception check?
Fuck.
Would you roll a dodge test? Just
Yeah,
IG. What's your agility at?
30.
You pull his head back and he strains against you, and you grab his jaw and mouth and pry it open. It's open for a split second, and then it snaps closed with a very incredible strength. His bite cutting your finger slightly.
Motherfucker. I'm gonna punch him and say motherfucker.
Okay. You hammer
has
onto
fuck
the.
survived the last 40,000 years? I've been trying to avoid using it as Tybalt.
It hasn't. It's just-
How is what?
Well, I mean, okay, well, like Low Gothic is represented by English, but it's not actually English.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like, swear words aren't the same as us, but they imply the same thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yes, you swear and then bring your hand down across his temple, knocking him to the side. He laughs.
He laughs. What's so funny?
And he just spits blood at you.
You like that, don't you?
I do.
I do. Yes, I do. You should do that again. Mm. So is he like just standing up, shackled, or is he in a chair?
He's shackled to the point where if he tried to stand up straight, he would be very hunched over. But he's shackled to the ground
He's shackled to the ground.
in a very
So-
uncomfortable position.
Does he have the ability to lay on his back?
With some difficulty, yes, you could force him to lay on his back.
I'm gonna force him to lay on his back, put my boot on his throat.
Alright, can you give me a strength test?
What is this?
He keeps writhing and wiggling under your grasp, so you cannot pin him down exactly. Eventually he fatigues, and the closest you get is to lie him on his side in the fetal position.
I don't know how much Richard is willing to allow this to help you, but you could always try stepping out of the room for a couple minutes, Voxing Mercutio, informing him what you've seen, seeing if he has any idea what it might be, and or asking the Grim Reaper for some kind of interrogation techniques.
That is a great idea.
But it depends on how willing Helena is to allow you to leave the room, go back, make a Vox call, whether Mercutio answers, whether he chooses to help you, and whether Helena lets you back in. So this is all up to Richard. So
Would you let me do that, in theory?
I'm not gonna answer it until you try.
Okay.
you can ask Helena.
Yeah, you can ask Helena.
If Helena says you step out of this room and you don't come back in, that plays
Right.
off. And then it's up to you voxing Mercutio and him saying, well, he doesn't answer, well, you hear a step.
Mhm.
So, try it in stages.
I'm gonna take my boot off of the side of his neck, I guess.
Mhm.
Walk over to Helena. If I were to walk out for a mere moment to catch my breath very quickly, could I get back in?
Yes, but be quick about it.
I will, and then I walk back, grab my glass of water, and walk out of the room.
Okay.
And when I get out there, I'm going to vox Mercutio. Mercutio, this is Nihilus.
You hear in the very faintest whisper, yes?
I'm interrogating Signwolf right now. The Sororitas have taken him into custody.
You may also want to mention that he's Bernardin's right-hand man, as far as you can tell, implicated in the riots.
Right.
So that he has an interest in this.
We disabled him at the Holy Temple of St. Vero in a courtyard along with, we're assuming, one of his vile mutant creatures. We believe this is the right-hand man. He's currently being held in the Sororitas barracks, and I was just in the middle of interrogating him, and I noticed a very small, very odd thing. I mean, it's not really a thing, but like I'm gonna use your example, Richard. It almost looks like when heat hits concrete and it has that rippling effect coming off of it. I saw that in his mouth. Any idea what it is?
What were you doing beforehand?
Well, one of the other Sororitas members was beating him, and I was just questioning him after the beating.
Yes, that seems to be a psychic technique.
You think so?
I don't know what else would cause that kind of distortion around his face.
Okay, well, do you know why a psyker would have interest in mutants?
The psyker could have any number of interest in mutants.
Okay, well, I'll get back to you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
The line
walk back
cuts.
into the room.
Yeah.
You didn't want to ask for any kind of interrogation techniques or any ways around that? Not that you can at this point, but
I know. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to know what it was.
Okay.
Is he clothed?
Yes, he's wearing a very, very raggedy, tattered robes.
Is he still on the ground?
Yes, he's still lying on the ground, sweat and blood dripping from his face.
I'm gonna get really close to him and whisper in his ear, I saw the distortion in your mouth. Don't fuck with me anymore, and maybe you might live a few minutes longer.
He stares at you and smiles widely.
considering he's being controlled, threatening Sign Wolf isn't really getting you very far. I would
I
make
know.
threats to the person who's not there, which don't really do much. I mean,
Right.
you could go Liam Neeson on him.
Find you. And I will
That's
kill
really
you.
about the only thing you can do to intimidate this person. Unless he's controlling himself with his own psychic abilities to limit his ability to answer your questions so that you just have to kill him, whatever, and blah blah blah. But he's clearly feeling pain. So. Either way, letting Simon isn't getting you anywhere because he's not in control.
Right.
Or he is, and he's an idiot. I don't trust myself to not tell them anything. I will prevent myself from being able to tell them anything.
No,
what about all the
I
pain
like.
they're going to inflict on you?
Fuck it.
Why don't you just kill yourself? Damn it! I have to go 10 more rounds with this.
Anyways.
Me being psychic level 1 wasn't a good idea.
I can't really just name drop Bernadum because Helena's right there.
You were, you meant, like, implicating him.
Yeah.
Can't accuse Bernadette of anything with her right the fuck there. I mean, you could.
Yeah.
That would
Well,
not go well for you.
no, not at all.
Because
As
if
far
she
as
does
the
work
DM
for him-
goes,
yeah.
you could do it.
Yeah.
It's physically possible.
If she
to do
works
it.
for him, she would know you knows and slit your throat right there. If she
Mhm.
doesn't work for him, then you're going to have to explain why you are besmirching the head of the ecclesiarchy's name, also her boss.
Right.
Yeah, he's not really. It's not like an actual boss. It's
No,
just
it's
more
just who
like,
she reports to at this point in time.
it's more like someone who she would listen to.
I'm gonna sit him back up and look him dead in the eyes. You saw exactly. Oh no, fuck, he was unconscious. God damn it. Or, you know exactly what I did to your mutant.
He stares at you with dead eyes.
I'm gonna do that to every single other one that you've made.
And he smiles again.
Aw, so cute.
It won't matter.
Will it?
No, it won't. You just said that.
I know.
Yeah. He's not gonna answer you. That's basically what I'm saying.
Okay.
So he just said it wouldn't.
Because once you're gone, I'm just gonna walk in, find out who you're working for, and they'll be gone, and your whole entire operation will be done, and it will all be at my hand.
Good luck.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Good night.
Quickly, loop
Good
that
luck.
thing of him saying good luck over and over again, so that next time
Yeah,
you hear his
exactly.
voice. By the way, this is definitely Bernadum's voice, right?
No, this is.
I'm sorry.
Samuel's
I'm sorry.
voice.
That's what I meant. It was Simon. Sorry, I wasn't trying to implicate Bernadum in this.
Accusations?
Not yet. You will be.
I won't need any luck with your filth. If any of your other associates are anywhere near your level, I won't need any luck.
He just stares at you, not saying anything.
So far, the only thing I've gotten from this entire interrogation is that it's entirely possible that Steinwolf is truly an innocent cleric and that he was just acting under someone else's control. And he's just a scapegoat. Which tells me jack shit.
Basically. And the fact that he might be a psyker.
The dumbest of psychics.
The dumbest of psychic, yeah. That is the other possibility.
Either red herring, complete innocent. Fuck you, man.
He's either completely innocent, not completely innocent, but still being used, or the dumbest.
I don't think he's innocent at all. I mean, because I'm making implications of, or like, you know, I'm gonna do this, and he's just like, good luck, have fun.
Jolly Jeff.
No,
So he
yeah,
obviously
no,
knows
no, you're right.
something.
Exactly, Daniel.
What?
No, that seems about right to me.
What?
You know, stuff.
St This is getting nowhere.
You guys want to do anything?
I don't know if there's much more I can do.
Okay. Danny, is there anything you want to do?
Why? What are you guys doing?
Well, I'm playing with this cord right here.
I'm playing with a rubber band.
Why are we laughing? What was funny?
You're not seeming to get the implication that Steinwolf might not be himself at the moment. If his
Right.
voice is being distorted and his mouth is being closed, anytime he or you tries to open it. Keyword in there though, not being you, but he tries to open it. Granted, I could be entirely wrong on this because I am not the GM, so he could just choose at the last second to be like, "Ha, Zach's a fucking idiot chasing ghosts." Is that it?
Sure.
Whatever not Wild Goose Chase is. So, grabbing at strings, is that it? What was
Grasping
it?
at straws?
Grasping at straws, there we go. So, he could always accuse me of that, but from what it seems like someone else is remotely controlling him and forcing him to say things that he clearly doesn't want to say, because remember when she was torturing him to interrogate him, and his mouth would open to scream out in pain, then it would immediately get muffled and his mouth would close.
Right.
So it's entirely possible that none of this was his decision, and someone has been controlling him the entire time, and now an innocent man is getting beaten and has been sentenced to execution as a scapegoat / red herring. Red herring would probably be closer, because a scapegoat is someone you just throw the blame on. But point is, he could be a complete red herring.
God, wouldn't I be such a dick if I was that kind of guy?
What, the grasping at straws guy, or the... Or if
The
you,
throwing out a red herring that took up like 3 or 4 hours of your life?
It'd be great.
if you were truly a red herring and had nothing to do with it, but from what it seems like he's at least involved, whether he himself is or someone is using him. He doesn't seem like a complete red herring at this point in time. Again, I don't know that, and you're just going to sit there and cock your eyebrow at me no matter how correct or incorrect I am, because that's what a good GM does, unless I were to ask in-game, which I'm not, therefore, kudos, good on you. So, these are just the observations I'm making in the off chance that they help you with your interrogation.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk to Helena, and...
It also doesn't
not-
help that any information that she has gotten prior to this, she cannot reveal to you until after she reveals it to Bernardin, who then gets to cherry pick what she does and does not get to tell anyone who asks.
Yep.
Although, if she's not working for him and was interrogating him, it's entirely possible that this psyker thing has been going on for the entire time, and Bernardin, or whoever is controlling him, is just not giving out information, so she got jack shit.
Right.
So, either way, all in all, good day. We learned a lot. So, you may continue. I was just summing all this up for anyone who might care. And watched through the entire thing, but didn't pay any attention.
I thought Richard was waving at somebody. I was like, who are you waving at?
That's what I realized it looked like, and I was like, I'm playing with rubber band. I entertain myself with rubber bands.
Helena, I'm not getting anything out of this asshole.
Yes, it was tough for me to pry any information out of him as well.
Can you tell me anything that you've gotten at all?
I'm sorry, I'm not yet, but I will share anything I can after I've made filed my report.
I implore you to reconsider.
Do you want to try and use a fellowship test?
Yeah, we can.
This is gonna go great with your last few rolls.
I fucking nailed it though.
You did nail
What
it.
is your fellowship?
35.
Let's see, what do I want to give you for barely succeeded?
Barely.
This is a challenging test.
I know it was a challenging test. Just
Let's think for a moment. All we could really get out of him is it seems that the cultists and mutants working under him have been working with him for a number of weeks now.
Have you gotten anything else? That's interesting.
Nothing I feel like I can disclose, I'm sorry.
Okay.
As I said, I will tell you everything I know as soon as my reports are filed.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for this small bit of information. And then I'm gonna take a large chug of the water and then splash the rest on him.
Good.
how big is the glass?
Like a 6 ounce.
Okay.
A little smaller than that, but
Yeah.
like a 6 ounce glass.
Alright, so you took a sip and a big gulp, and he's gonna splash that much water on
Yeah,
it.
basically an ounce.
Like,
Threw a shot of water on his face.
I hope you're uncomfortable now.
Anyways, are you done asking him questions?
Yes.
As you say that, Helena pulls a energy sword from the hilt on her side, ignites it, and she purges the heretic in front of your eyes.
Damn.
He attempts to scream in pain, but his mouth will not open. After a few fleeting seconds, all life floods from Steinwolf's eyes, and he falls to the floor, never to get up again.
Well, that's depressing.
So what do you want to do?
Have a puppet show.
We will have marionettes.
Castanets.
String marionettes.
No.
Quick, Helena, I'll control the arms, you get the legs. Ah!
Sororitas are just like, God, that's macabre.
The few hardened veterans that have seen the most goriest of gory, they start clapping and singing along.
They just look at you in abject annoyance that you're not looting the corpse. Anyways, you take your leave. Obviously, there's nothing more for you to do here. You leave Helena and the Sororitas to clean up the body and what's the word I'm looking for? Remove, get rid of, not exterminate, but like destroy.
In regards to the body?
Yeah, basically they're gonna burn his body
Oh.
because he's a
Immolate?
heretic. Yeah, sure. Immolate,
Cremate?
cremate, Steinwolf. Do you guys want to continue for any more amount of time, or you
I
good?
still need to talk to fucking Karen after 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'd like to get to that.
All right, we'll do that part next. And
That way.
Nilly, is there anything that you want to do, just in general? So, like, when we start off next time, you're going to be at a place, or do you just want to go back to the Levine estate and get as much healing done as you can?
I'm gonna head back to the Levine estate, but I am going to Vox Mercutio. And yeah.
All right,
Mercutio?
well, let's, yeah, okay, good. Yes?
I'm going back to the Levine estate for some medical help, but I want to talk to you another time shortly.
I'll meet you there.
Perfect. Click.
Okay. Zach! You get a call from Karen telling you she's ready, and then you both meet up at the Mechanicus.
What time is
Outside
it
of
up here?
Mechanicus. It's probably about 6:37. It's
Okay, so
like
it's
dusk.
been 3.5 hours, so
Mhm.
should we just say I've been wandering around Serena?
Yes.
Okay.
You were inspecting the Holy Temple for anything that you could possibly see. Nothing of any use came out of it.
Okay. So, do I meet her there, or does she meet me there?
You're there before she is.
Okay.
She had to leave the Sororitas, and you just walked over from the Holy Temple.
Okay.
So yes. Hello, Tybalt, she says as she approaches.
Hello, Karen. And I keep a stern face on.
So, what do you need?
I had a few things I wanted to discuss with you.
Okay.
It's come to my attention that you've become aware of my teaming with Nihilus, and as well as Garblezane and Fralzek,
Yes.
as well as Nihilus's position within the Arbitrates. Or is it Arbitrator? Or what is it?
Are you talking about the Inquisition or just
The
him
Inquisition,
being an
yeah,
arbitrator?
like
yeah,
his-
that's a separate thing.
Oh.
He was
So-
an arbitrator. He's still technically an arbitrator, but being an inquisitor supersedes that, and it is a completely different thing.
Oh, okay. So, his position within the Inquisition then?
Yes.
Okay. So, we've also been made aware of his position within the Inquisition, as well as our mission, have we not?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, you are all acolytes of the Inquisition.
Yes.
He is not an inquisitor, a full-fledged inquisitor,
Mm-hmm.
so he's technically at the same rank as you guys.
But he's also a leader.
Yeah, he
Of the
just
team.
happens to be an arbitrator, which put him in a leadership position.
Then I have a few rumors I would like to dispel with you and you alone.
Okay.
I apologize for any crass behavior leading up to this point, but I did wish to inform you that as a member of the Tech Priesthood, I feel nothing for you. I have been chem-gelded. There are no romantic feelings. I have no carnal desires. Everything I have done up to this point has been a ruse to allow me greater access, unnoticed, separate from the group, near the Sororitas, which I feel the need to investigate.
Oh, that's very interesting, she says, looking kind of relieved.
I tell you this because
what do you need to investigate us for?
We were being observed on the beach, and I have no idea what relevance that has to anything, but I feel there may be large or small conspiracies within the Sororitas that neither one of us is aware of yet. I don't know how deep they go, I don't know how big they are, but at this point in time, I feel it pertinent to keep an eye on you. Not you per se, but your
The
sisters.
Sororitas.
I called you here to inform you of this because I have no intentions of dropping the act anytime within the near future. So, you may choose to play along or you may choose to ignore me. But I hope to count you as an ally, and I wanted you to know, now that you are aware of my position on the team.
Well, if there are any conspiracies, as you say, I will help you weed them out.
You will be the first to know. You are my eyes and ears within the Sororitas.
And she nods at you.
So, I hold out my hand to shake hers.
Yes, and she takes it and you shake.
That was all I had to inform you of, but I wanted you to know.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for telling me.
So, for
Hi,
all
babe.
public appearances,
Where's your phone?
Right there.
Sorry,
There we go.
I muted.
ruining everything.
Anyways,
So-
continue.
Anyways, for all public appearances, I will continue my behavior. But in private, I hope we can both benefit from this.
Yes, me too.
Thank you for your time.
Anything else that you need to talk to me about?
If you can figure anything out with Sign Wolf, anything of use?
Well, he's been executed.
Well, that was fast. Slightly troubling. Well, if there's any information that the Sororitas can share with us, that the Sororitas can't share with us,
I'll let you know.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for talking with me, Tybalt. It was very comforting.
Thank you. And as I walk off, I once again obnoxiously wave to her.
Okay. And she scolds at you and walks away.
So that was all I needed to do.
Good. And now, whenever Danny was ready, we'll go back to his part.
I'm here.
Okay.
Let's go.
Huh?
Are you doing the playlist right now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Can you close the door? Thanks. Yeah, we're about to finish, so. Goodbye.
Fucking Ronnie. Ah,
I know,
ruins
right?
everything.
Women, man.
I'm glad what happened to Ophelia.
Glad she's dead. Anyways, so you make it back to... Well, now you're heading back, I assume,
Yeah.
to the Levine Estate.
Mm-hmm.
Neelis, you make it back to the Levine Estate.
Oh, can I retroactively tell her that I haven't informed even my team of this?
Mm.
So,
Yes.
and
Oh,
I appreciate it.
Jesus.
I meant to tell her to keep a secret from both them and
Mhm.
the other Sororitas.
Okay.
So Danny, as far as you are concerned, Tybalt is just a lecherous little shit.
Okay.
Or as far as Nihilus is concerned, as far as you can know. So,
Anyways, yes, as you make it back, you notice a darkness following you as soon as you leave the Noble Docks, and as you enter the Levine Estate, it pulls you aside to one of the smaller guest rooms.
I'm assuming that's you, Mercutio.
Why, yes, Nelly. What do you need?
I wanted to talk to you about my interrogation.
I wanted to talk to you about the same thing.
Well, you shoot first.
Did you learn anything that could be of interest to us?
We got nothing out of him. Other than... The only thing... Every time I talked about his clerics and the mutants and abominations and how we were going to destroy whatever he was creating, all he would say is good luck, or, you know, just mocking me.
Interesting.
However, with that thing that I noticed in his mouth,
Mm-hmm.
when he was to be executed, he opened up to scream, but it was as if his mouth was forced closed.
Yes, as I thought.
What do you think that could be?
I believe that someone was influencing his mind. A psyker must have been influencing his mind.
Do you know how close or how far another psyker would have to be in order to do that?
They would have to be a fairly powerful psyker, but depending on their aptitude, they could be all the way across the planet.
Well, then that doesn't help very much. I was hoping it could be something close by and narrow our search.
Well, more than likely, the psyker would not be more than maybe 10 kilometers. Unless they're a very weak psyker, in which case they would have to be damn near in the room with you.
Right. Well, it doesn't make sense for another psyker to be in the room with us. That would be...
No, I assume you would have noticed that. Or
Yeah.
at least the Lady Sororitas would have.
The only other person I could really think of that... Okay, out of character. Am I aware of Frawl noticing Bernadum?
Yes.
Can't remember.
I
Okay.
told you guys that you were...
it was
that
dark.
Garble
Right.
told you guys
Right.
about that when you left. So the entire
Well-
group does know about that.
the only thing I can really think of is possibly Bernadum. When we were in meeting with him, Frawl noticed, I guess, the taint of the warp on him. Is that correct?
No, Frawl
No.
didn't notice shit.
Frawl
Garble
noticed nothing.
Oh, Garvel noticed.
Garble
Garble
noticed
noticed-
him react when Frawl started
Oh, okay.
meditating into the warp.
My bad, that's
or
right.
delving
Reacted
into the warp.
only a way
The only thing
another psychic
that I can
would
think
have.
of would be Bernadum, because when we were in meeting with him, Frawl went into a meditative state, and Garvel noticed Bernadum react to that.
Really?
Yes.
That's most troubling.
So I don't know if you still want to roll with our plan to try and get Bernadum alone, or if that might be a bit of a danger.
Yes, I think that doing that as soon as possible would be advantageous to us now.
Alright, well,
If he is a psyker, then he needs to be taken care of quickly.
once my arm is fully healed, since the abomination that we fought in the courtyard had a very large axe, and
Beat
my
you up a little bit.
arms. Yeah. My little arms. My frail little arms.
He kind of gruffly grabs your bruised arm and pulls it to him, twisting and moving your hand and elbow and shoulder joints in very peculiar but specific ways. As soon as he's done, your arm feels significantly better, though it is still damaged.
Where'd you learn that trick?
You learn a lot.
Doing.
Yeah, do we?
I don't know how to phrase that the right way. I've learned a lot over the years.
Well, that's a good one to know. Kind of flexing my arm.
It has its uses.
Well, have you learned anything in the past couple of days?
The fuck have you done?
Yeah.
Fucking leader of a death cult? Maybe read a book sometime.
Yeah, how's that death cult going, man?
Yes, I've learned many troubling things, but I'm afraid it is unwise of us to speak until Bernadum has been detained.
I don't think anyone would hear us where we are right now.
If he is a psyker, as you say, then he doesn't need to hear us.
That is something I've never considered before. Well, I will let you know about our plan within the next few days.
If it doesn't happen, or if you don't contact me by tomorrow, I will have to move ahead with my own plans.
Well then, fair enough. I will contact you tomorrow.
Very well. Is there anything else that you need?
No.
And in a poof of smoke, and an explosion of Las Vegas showgirls, Mercutio vanishes.
Summons bitches, leaves. Beautiful.
But yeah, he basically just falls into the wind and disappears. Alright, guys. So, I'm going to say that for the rest of the night, you decided to derp off and then go to bed.
Yeah.
So, that's it for today.
Yay.
Yay.
Stars and stuff.
Hopefully next week nobody's sick. Yay.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Although,
Everyone gets 300 XP, yay!
yeah, I can buy the things I want.
Now I have 900 experience to spend on I don't know what.
Yay!